Oh man, the Faroe Islands.
Yeah,
I get
that's quite a
excited every
dune.
time we go.
That's quite a dune shot you got there. Now, is that your signature there in script on the image?
No.
Oh no, that's just some bushes.
That's
Okay.
yeah, that's some left behind, I think I called it. I generally don't want crap in my Dune images,
Oh, it's good there.
but that backlit whatever
Yeah,
that is,
yeah.
it just felt right. Whole
Look
whole
at
lot
all of those intersecting dunes you've got there. That's pretty amazing.
of zillion of them,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, all
Yeah.
different shades. That's
Uh,
that's the great thing about those dunes. Boy, the
oh,
light's going down and it's just changing every minute. It's just cool.
yeah, sometimes seconds. I
Yeah.
had that one dune that I fell in love with it. I just was not going to move. And when I looked at my images, I mean, I think I tripped the shutter 6 times in a course of a minute, so every 10 seconds, dramatically different, every one of them. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty
and it
cool.
amazes me to this day. I still talk with people. They'll say, "Oh, I'd love to go on one of your Death Valley workshops." And I'll say, "Have you been to Death Valley?" No.
Yeah,
How do you get to be 60, 70 years
yeah.
old? Never been to Death Valley.
Because it's such a unique place. It
Yeah.
really is. We love it there. So today, I'd like to ask you about your thoughts on vision. Vision is your thing, man. I mean, you own, photographing by your vision, and I've sort of adopted it along the way for sure, because I've become a follower, a lemming of your.
Well, did you not think that way before?
No, not
No?
not deeply. I mean, I did subconsciously, but not deeply like you had. And so our friendship has really helped me in 14 years to really focus more on that for sure. But in an effort to try to continue to educate on, I thought it would be instructive to ask you this. What's the difference between technique-driven photography, which I think is kind of how the world probably 90/10 operates. It's all the articles are about learning the technique of how to do something versus technique driven photography versus vision driven photography. I don't know if we've ever done a show where we've said, let's compare those two and help the audience understand clearly the difference between those two.
Well, I think I can speak to this because I've been in both camps.
Okay.
For most of my photographic life, I was in technique driven photography. And the basic theory is you need to have a full toolbox so that when an opportunity comes by, you are ready and can execute this image. The problem is that there are not just dozens and dozens and dozens of techniques. There's always new ones being developed. I mean, think about it. In a few years, we've gone
Oh,
through HDR, we've gone through focus stacking. There's so many of them.
yeah,
And the theory is that if I know how to do these things, I'll see a scene. I'll go, oh, this can use focus stacking, and I'll be prepared.
yeah,
And the problem with it is that the person never really gets to the creative part of their journey. It's always techniques, techniques, techniques. And once you learn long exposures, you spend a few months applying it to everything. And then you learn a new technique and you apply it to everything. And it's just an endless cycle. Vision driven photography says the vision is the most important thing, and it will direct you on how to shoot it and how to process it. And if you don't know how to do something, you'll learn it.
yeah.
I can think of so many of my portfolios that I didn't know how to do it when I started the portfolio. And the one that comes to mind the most is the Ghost of Auschwitz-Birkenau.
Yeah.
I had never created ghosts. I had never attempted it. I didn't know exactly how to do it. I knew it had something to do with a long exposure and getting it right, but I just dove into it. And I
Yeah.
dove into it for two reasons, very important reasons. One, I've learned that if you say to yourself, I'll come back later and do this once I know the techniques, it generally never happens.
Yeah.
Either you forget about it, it falls by the wayside, or you come back and you don't feel the same way. You look at it and you don't understand what it was that had caught your attention that day.
Yeah.
The other important reason for me with the Ghost of Auschwitz Birkenau was I knew I would never come back. I was never coming back to Poland.
Yeah.
I would never go back to another death camp after having experienced it. So if I didn't capture it then, it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So I learned the techniques, and I had to learn a lot of new techniques to execute that vision.
Yeah.
But techniques are the easy part. We all went around for the longest time thinking, as photographers, that techniques were the hard part.
Yeah.
How did you do that? And they think
Yes.
once they know it, you knew the secret and you could do it. That's the easy part. The
Yeah.
vision is the hard part.
It really is. No question about it. Vision is the hard part because now you're asking people to, it's like we talked about on the show about our suggestions for photo clubs. I mean, when you ask somebody to get up and talk about their vision behind that image, you're going to have a lot of people going, I don't know. But like our show is trying to do, if we get you thinking in that direction, about vision first. Your Cole's rule of thirds. The first part of that is vision, 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 vision. Then the shot, then the processing. So the message that I love that Cole is sharing here is don't let lack of technique, lack of understanding of Photoshop, lack of understanding of how to do something in Photoshop or how to do anything with your camera gear get in the way. Focus on the vision and then figure it out later. Like I know there's another great example is your melting giants. You had that one iceberg, and no matter how hard you tried to get a long exposure to get the water to move, you couldn't. And so you didn't worry about that. You made a still photograph of that iceberg. And then when you came home, Vision, like our last show talked about, Vision said, let me call Jim or whoever you did, who I know can help me make this water look smoothie. And then it happened.
Yeah, and there's a perfect example. I didn't call my friend and say, what would you do with this image? I called him and said, I want to make this a long exposure. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And he showed me a technique that allowed me to do it.
Ticks me off because you didn't call me. I would have showed you.
Well, I call you when I need to know how to do layers,
That's true.
which I still can't get. No,
So,
it is true that it is easy to learn techniques. It is hard to find your vision. Um,
yeah, focus on that. Trust me, hanging around this guy for, like I said, for 14 years now, it's made a huge difference in my ability to execute my vision to work on that and not worry about the other stuff until I get back. Like for instance, in the dunes now, I can very safely say I know what my vision is for dunes now. There's not even a question. I used to worry about blocked up blacks. I don't even give it a thought anymore. I don't care, honestly, what anybody else thinks about whether I have detail in the shadows or not. It's irrelevant. It's my vision. It's the way I see the dunes, and that's how I'm going to present them. And if you like it, great. If you don't, that's great too. It's totally fine.
well, that's the other side benefit of finding your vision. It gives you great confidence to withstand both criticism and praise.
They go down the same drain
But
as
on the same
who
drain.
was that? George O'Keefe?
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
yeah.
All right, buddy. Always good to see you, and we'll see you soon in well, this will already done. It will be done with the vision retreat, but I'm looking forward to being with you.